the appointment of Tillerson really does bring it into focus, and I need to read more about. I know there's a TikTok, as they say out there, about how Donald Trump was upset with all the names that he had for Secretary of State, and then someone introduced the name Tillerson.
I wonder how that process worked.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But what we're clearly seeing is this administration, aside from the destruction of the public schools and aside from the destruction of the SEC, although that I would say is also somewhat related, right? I mean,
it's on a continuum.
Billionaire, you have bankers, you have generals, and you have oilmen. And that covers literally 80%, 90% of, and I'm including Scott Pruitt in as oilman because the co-chair of his reelect committee was an oilman. His entire job description as Attorney General for Oklahoma has been to figure out how to get around the law and prevent the EPA from doing its statutory duty. And this is we're going to see this across the board. Here is, now apparently, and we haven't confirmed this. So, but it is out there. I don't know if it's been denied that it's him, but it appears to be one of those secret recordings, maybe, of a meeting that is led by Matthew Ramsey. He's the COO of Energy Transfer Partners. That is the organization that has been building the Dakota Access Pipeline. And they're talking at some local event, I think, out in Oklahoma. In Dakota, I think.
Yeah, Sean King didn't say in the thing that he posted on SoundCloud.
But it's clearly sort of like a town hall of sorts, but not so town hall-y. Don't know quite exactly what it is. But this clip is in two segments, right, Matt? So we've just clipped the beginning of it, and then we cut to the point where Ramsey specifically talks about how he anticipates what's going to happen now with the Dakota Access Pipeline.
Merry Christmas, everyone. This is a great reminder here of Christmas tree in a place like this. What a beautiful, beautiful place it is. I've been charged this morning with talking about DAPL, and it's obviously something that's on the forefront of everybody's mind in this company. The Army Corps of Engineers, actually the Department of the Army, came out and issued an edict saying they wanted to review the environmental laws again. And they have strung this thing out and continue to string this thing out. And so all we can do is go by the rules, and we'll continue to go by the rules and press our case in federal court. But I got to tell you one thing in this room: election night changed everything here. And we now are going into a transition where we're going to have a new president of the United States, who gets it. He understands what we're doing here, and we fully expect that as soon as he gets inaugurated, his team is going to move to get the final approvals done, and we'll begin to put DAPL across Lake Water.
So there you have it. I mean, he's this Matthew Ramsey is saying that, look, what we're doing is we're just pressing our case in federal court. The Obama administration has tried to string this out. But as of the election of Donald Trump, everything changed. And I think he's quite comfortable in saying that we're going to be moving forward with this sooner rather than later. And this is going to be one of the staples. And look, there should be no surprise about this. Nobody out there should be in any way surprised that a Donald Trump administration is going to build pipelines. They're going to privatize federal land. They're going to privatize Indian land. They're going to privatize anything they can. They're going to allow for takings and easements. They're going to cut down on things like environmental impact studies. There's going to be a full-on assault on every mechanism that in any way is an obstacle to the drilling for, fracking for, extracting of fossil fuels. Period. I mean, expect it everywhere. Jerry Brown has asked the Obama administration to issue a permanent, I guess, banning of offshore drilling in California because he knows.
It's coming.
He knows this is it. This is the last chance. Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Over. Subscribe.